And so I just want to leave you with this one thought, which is, growth is a fairly sexy topic to talk on. Everyone gets excited about it. For most people, if you ask what is growth, some will say it's marketing. Someone's going to say, I can't do growth if there's no app. For them, growth and retention are two different topics. The most common misconception and something I hear on an ongoing basis is people will talk about how I'll think about retention after I think about growth. They're the same thing. Retention is the most important aspect of growth. And the only way you can get good retention is if you focus on your product. Your product really has to solve what it's promising to solve, and it has to solve that consistently. It can't solve it for like 5% of the user base. That's when you have a leaky bucket, and that's when you have to really spend money to give incentives for people to come back. WhatsApp has given you no incentive to come back, but you go back to it because every day, every time you send a message, it always works. You want to call somebody, it always works. Most people think that WhatsApp is, it's a simple problem to solve. It's just message to message. It's extremely complicated at the volumes at which WhatsApp operates, right? The same for Airbnb. You think, oh, it's just a tech platform that just lists out properties and matches host to a guest. It's not. There's lots more to it. We verify who that user is. We're an online company that's trying to control an offline experience. It's an extremely difficult problem to solve. And we've done that being extremely operationally light. That's no easy feat. We don't have people, meeting you at the room and asking you to check in. We don't have somebody making sure the Wi-Fi is working, giving you breakfast in the morning. There's so many aspects of it. We operate in 191 countries. We have to integrate into every single payment gateway. You give us money in Indian rupees, but you stay with a host in Italy. We need to pay him in euros, right? How do we do that? So there's a lot of complexity to the product. It's great if, as a user, you think the product is really simple because that's your ultimate goal. But at the end of the day, your product really has to solve for what it promises, and it has to solve that consistently. I think consistency is another aspect that's extremely underrated. It cannot solve the problem. Even if you have a shitty experience, it should be consistently shitty. If you have a shitty experience that for 5% of the user gets better, when that 5% of the user comes back, because they had that one good experience, their expectation is going to be that good experience, and then you give the shitty experience, it's going to feel even more shittier. So even if it's shitty, let it be shitty at the same level. Like, don't make it consistent. And I think that's also how you fundamentally build trust, because then people know what to expect. They don't have any surprises. So I think that's, if you get the product right, you build the right level of trust and consistently deliver the experience. I don't think you have to worry about, trying to get tricky, get more complex on retention. All your metrics will look good. I promise you. Just focus on your product. Make sure it solves for the use case it has to solve for. And if it doesn't, take the time to actually fix that rather than try to artificially deflate the problem by just broadening the top of the funnel and saying, I'm just going to shove more people through it, and hopefully the numbers look pretty much the same.